What's happening, everybody? Thank you again for stopping by to visit the channel for this upcoming game preview. If you want to stay updated with the latest news, highlights, or game previews, make sure you hit that subscribe button to the lower right of the video and click the notification bell and select all so you won't miss another video. In this one, we got another top 10 matchup between number 7 Stanford heading into South Bend to face number 8 Notre Dame. When we review the tail of the tape, you notice we have two strong defensive units ranked in the top 15 in the defensive S&P Plus category. And with those strong defenses, you also have pedestrian offenses on paper for both units. Now, when you kind of dig in a little bit deeper into both teams, you'll find that that's not really the case. Brian Kelly gave everybody last week an okie doke against Wake Forest. He pulled starter Brandon Wimbush for Ian Book. Brandon Wimbush was always a guy who could make plays with his feet and also dink and dunk a team of death, but he always had trouble with the vertical passing game, and he was completing 38% of his passes on third down. I guess the Vanderbilt game was the last straw for him. Insert Ian Book, and he was impressive against Wake Forest. Yes, I understand, it was Wake Forest, but he led Notre Dame to 55 points at 7.45 yards per play. He had 5 total touchdowns, 2 passing and 3 rushing. To put it bluntly, Notre Dame spanked Wake Forest like a 4-year-old at Kmart. Oh, and by the way, they could be adding running back Dexter Williams for this game as well. Alright, you usually get what you get when you face a Stanford defense. You expect them to be sound in gap control, you expect them to be disciplined, physical, and smart. If you make a mistake on offense, expect them to make you pay. With a defensive S&P Plus ranking of 12th, they're about as good as it gets. They average 4.5 sacks per game against FBS competition and also 7 tackles for loss. They're a disruptive bunch that plays like a unit. And against a team like this, you almost have to pick your spots, and if you want to take a shot downfield, you could be in for a long night on a long developing play. Linebackers Sean Barton, Joey Alfieri, Bobby Okereke, and Casey Toohill are about as good as a foursome as you can get. When you're talking about Stanford on offense, this year teams have just sold their souls to stop Bryce Love from running wild. I mean, hell, San Diego State threw everything at Stanford. The kitchen sink, they sacrificed a live chicken, called for a spirit bomb, you name it, they did it, and they held him to less than 30 yards rushing in his first game at 1.61 yards per carry. He was able to get it going against USC though the following week with 6 yards per carry and 136 yards rushing, but against the juggernaut rushing defense of Oregon, and that's something I never thought that would come out of my mouth, they held him to 89 yards at less than 5 yards per carry. On a side note, Oregon's rush defense is ranked 4th in the country. Yeah, I know, right? Crazy, huh? Anyway, the surprise, however, though, has been quarterback KJ Costello. The junior signal caller has flourished under David Shaw's offense after an up-and-down sophomore season. If you line up with 8 in the box, he's telling opposing defenses, "I'll be your huckleberry," and he'll push the ball downfield. He's taking advantage of teams lining up to stop Bryce Love by finding his favorite targets, senior wide receiver JJ Arcega-Whiteside and junior tight end Caden Smith. Both are big targets for Costello. This offense was ranked 93rd in offensive S&P Plus from last week, and now this week they're ranked 57th after their performance against Oregon. Don't sleep on the Fighting Irish on defense though. That defense is disciplined as well, and when you look at their numbers, they're not among the nation's elite in tackles for loss or sacks for that matter, but they're allowing 3.45 yards per carry and 5.6 yards per pass attempt. This tells me, while they're not disruptive, you can't also be reckless against them. But their strength lies in that secondary, with defensive backs Jalen Elliott and Troy Pride Jr. Both of them have recorded 2 interceptions apiece. The secondary is ranked 8th in the country in passes defended as well. This will be the best passing team from a yards per play standpoint, with Stanford at 9.9 yards per pass attempt. But for Notre Dame, they've already burned down Shea Patterson's Shea Shed, so they're going to be up to the task this weekend. The keys of the game are simple. For Stanford, they have to be patient on offense and they have to take what the Irish defense gives them. For Notre Dame, they can't get frustrated against Stanford's front 7. They're going to make some plays, and you're not going to completely shut them out. The computer is giving this one a close game, with the Fighting Irish winning this one at a score of 26-25. Stanford comes into this contest averaging 6.76 yards per play. At home, they average 5.91, but on the road, it's at 7.96. So if they go on the road, it is a 118% increase over their usual average, which gives them an estimation of 6.58 yards per play and scoring 25 points. So that means they're slightly behind their scoring average. Notre Dame, however, comes in at 5.71 yards per play, 5.10 is at home, and 7.45 is on the road. So at home, they're averaging 89%, less than their average, and the computer is giving them at 5.28 yards per play at 26 points. So that also puts them below their scoring average. For this game, I think both quarterbacks are going to play well. Stanford doesn't get a lot of respect in S&P Plus, and Bryce Love has been slowed down due to injury. Notre Dame looked like a different team with Ian Book taking over for Brandon Wimbush last week, so there are some variables there. Was that a one-game fluke, or was that a sign of things to come? I think this game has the signs of being a classic contest, so in this one I'm going to go with the Irish, especially if it's going to be close in that fourth quarter. And that's all I got for you today on this game preview. Let me know what you think in the comment section. I'll look forward to seeing it. Also, if you disagree, hey, that's cool. I would love to hear your response on that one. Also, make sure you keep it civil in the comments and if you're going back and forth with each other. Thank you again for your support and be on the lookout for the next video.